What's up out there? Welcome back to some more Melvor Idle. In today's video, I wanted to take a look at my standard account. I have now achieved 100% completion. I did that a few days ago, actually. Just now getting to the video for it, so wanted to run through it, kind of what I'm going to be doing until the expansion hits, and just give a little bit of a look and overview at this account. So I created this back on November 25th, 2020. This is the first account that I created. And well, maybe not the exact first, because I may have killed a couple here and there, but this is the oldest account that I have basically at this point. And this is my standard account. Like I said, I just got through the impending darkness event, got all the items. So I've had all the skills for a long time. I finished all the mastery off. I don't remember when. It's been a few weeks ago. And then I decided to finish off all of the items and the impending darkness event. So basically that ended up with the shields of power and the ring of power. And then once you beat the event itself, you beat this final Bane instrument of fear and you get a pet. I think it's this dog. Yeah, this damage reduction right here. So this is what an account at 100% looks like. You get this pretty sweet cape of completion. Now, the thing that I didn't realize about this, I thought once you got all your mastery completed, you'd get this cape, but you have to complete the entire game to get this. So you have to have all the pets, all the items, all the monsters, basically beat impending darkness and everything else. So when I finished off my mastery for everything, a lot of these had very low mastery pools, so I ended up getting them all over 95% so that they'd all have their bonuses, and now they're all just there anyway. But with the cape of completion, now they're there regardless of whether I spend them off or not, but there's nothing to spend them on, so I don't really have any way to expend anything or get it different. I actually completed this on May 12th of 2022, so 5 days ago from today. It took me 533 days to complete this, and that is 1 year, 5 months, and 17 days. So if we look at the statistics, it says my account's only 187 days old, which is a little off. I mean, it's a lot off. When I started this, it was in early access. We didn't even have agility or summoning or astrology yet. Those skills didn't exist. It was very early on. It was a few weeks after it hit Steam. And that's when I jumped into it, because I sat and thought about it for a little bit and then bought the game on Steam, and then I ended up buying it on mobile. And so anyway, that's why we're here where we're at. And I think this 187 days is how long it's been since 1.0 released. So the statistics changed and they've started tracking some things. Let's see, like combat says I've died 12 times. I don't know if that's lifetime or if that's just since 1.0 hit. I don't know when they started tracking that. Let's see here. So that's just some of the stats. I don't know that there's anything really useful to look at in all this, because I mean, a lot of this is going to be way off because a lot of it was done prior to these statistics being tracked. So not really a good indicator of anything. But one of the things that I have done since I've finished completion, actually, let's talk about a few of the things that I've done since completion. Because I'm done with everything, I was trying to prepare for the first expansion that's coming out in a few months. So before the expansion idea came up, I've been hanging on to a lot of stuff because it's a standard account. I can buy all kinds of bank slots, and I've held on to a lot of the extra trees and ores and ingots and everything. I've just kept a lot of stuff. I keep the farming going. But once I got full mastery, and then basically once I beat the game, I started working on getting 1 million of each one of the tablets here. Now the Slayer tablet one, the Cyclops, this thing costs a fortune in Slayer coins. So I burned like 10 million Slayer coin to get just 170,000 of these. So it's not really worth collecting. But the rest of this stuff, I had plenty of things left over. So I just created as much as I could, and I'm basically ready for whenever this expansion hits. I've been keeping all or most of the rings. I've got a whole slug of these things ready to go for One of the things that I did was make sure that I have three Fury of the Elemental Zodiacs. So I've done that grind. I've hung on to, let's see, a bunch of the chunks for the various upgrades you can get in case I wanted to hang on, or in case I needed to get any of those again. I've kept a whole bunch of this stuff, like the various gloves and stuff that you get and the various god armors. I was selling all those for a long time just to make the cash, but then I thought, you know what? If I die and lose some of it, it's probably not a bad idea to have 4 or 5 of them, just in case. Just in case I have to lose something, I can keep them. And then if I wanted to tinker with any of these crappier swords or some of this two-handed stuff or whatever, I could play with them. Just for whatever reason. The other thing I've started doing is collecting all these mastery tokens. And I wasn't doing this. I was selling them for the longest time. But then I thought, with this expansion coming along, once we get new stuff into, like, say, cooking here, when they add things, your mastery pool will drop down accordingly because it's based on how many items there are in here. So when they add more items, it's going to actually reduce this. So I'll be able to just start the expansion, use all those mastery pools, or use these, claim them, and then I'll have all that filled in. Well, as much as these tokens will fill in, you know what I mean? It may not fill in everything, but I'll have enough of it. I've also been hanging on to, like, all the bolts and arrows and stuff. Like, I had to craft a bunch of these or steal them, so I just stuck them over here and just let them build up. If I wanted to use a bow or something, or if I needed to switch something around on agility, I've got all this stuff set in here. I have plenty of money, plenty of bank slots. I can just hang on to whatever. And then the same thing goes over here. I've been keeping all of the daggers, daggers, axes, and shields, because all of these go into summoning, and then the bows go into summoning, and then all the rings and amulets. All of this stuff here can be used to make the various tablets, the centaur, the minotaur, the centaur, the one with the daggers. I can't remember what that is, and then the thieving one. And there's more than enough stuff here. And plus they're all kind of parked there. So if I create more, they just land over here and kind of get out of the way. And if you're following my hardcore series, I am going through the process of completing all the masteries right now. So I'm kind of taking what I learned here and putting it there and applying it and kind of showing how I would do things there. What I'm currently working on is astrology. I have a lot of modifiers that I don't really care for, and I wanted to change some of these. So I thought, you know what? I've got everything else in the game done. I've got plenty of prayer points. Slayer coin I could probably get a little bit more of. I've got I've got plenty of runes. We have the mastery tokens building up. There's plenty of fish and food, and there's plenty of everything in here. Tablets, potions. Like, I have tons and tons of stuff sitting here waiting to go. So there's no real reason to create anymore. But I thought, you know what? The astrology part, this is like after everything else is complete. This thing can sit and run and build up these Stardust, and then I can replace these as I need to. Like, I think I was working on the this Iridan. I think I got... No, this might have been already done. I think it might have been this one here. Yeah, it was this one. So these weren't completely 5% melee strength or anything. And like, I had, 2 or 3% on some of these other ones. So now that's 5 accuracy, 5 hidden strength, 5 accuracy. You know what I mean? Like, these weren't complete. So I'm kind of working on this stuff here. And then as I build up, I'll go down here and select it. But I try to get enough Stardust down here so that I can roll this a few times. But this is pretty much what I plan on parking on for the foreseeable future. I know some people are trying to work on all these skills to get to 120, which I may do, not sure. And I think the idea is a lot of people want to just coast into that expansion, have everything at level 120, because we know that this is all going to be 120, and then they're just done. There's merit to that, I guess, but at the same time, I feel like I would be losing something, you know what I mean? Because I'm picking up the expansion to enjoy the content and not just end up with it. So I don't know how I feel about that, and I don't know if I want to work all of these up to 120 or not. I don't know. We'll see. But that is where this account is. And like I said, it's taken a year and a half basically of time for me to get this far. Now, again, I made a lot of mistakes on this account. So this was my learning account, and, we've added a lot of stuff to it. There's been a lot of times where since I do run a hardcore and adventure account, I've kind of pushed this off to the side and not necessarily worked on it as much as I have the others. So there's been a lot of downtime in here. This didn't need to take a year and a half, but it did. So, or close to a year and a half. So that will do it for this video. And if you're curious about what the end game or fully completed account looks like, well, there it is. That's what I got. But like I said, that will do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.